Hello, good morning, happy Labor Day. It's Adrian from Contact Mapping, and I am so excited for the conversation that we are about to have and the legend that I am going to get to share with you in just a moment. If you are watching on the replay, make sure you say hi in the comments. I'm going to be talking about a giveaway that we're doing during this conversation, and we actually have something special for you as the replayers. We are going to give away a second ticket for free. And here's where it gets really cool is when we do the drawing, if you have already purchased a ticket, you are in the best possible position because we will refund your money and give you your ticket for free, and we'll give you an extra ticket to give away to somebody in your team. So it's going to be awesome. We're going to give away one ticket right here live on the broadcast. And Derek, Della, Doug, Kathleen, Jenny, Denise, so good to see all of you. Thanks for jumping on here. We are going to have an awesome conversation today with my buddy, the one and only Ray Higdon. He's a legend, and it's so great to have him here. So let me bring him in, and we are going to get cranking here. Hey, Ray, good morning.
Hey, what's happening?
Not too much, man. We're laboring on behalf of these good people on Labor Day. I think we're really doing a good thing here.
That's right.
All right. So the topic that I want to talk about today, Ray, is how to take the people who are following you on social media, whether they're following you in an active way or maybe even in a passive way, and how to move those conversations from the place of just kind of like you're just doing stuff on social media and you don't really feel like maybe much is happening into a place where ultimately those people are going to become either customers or reps for your network marketing business. And so I feel like we can there's obviously a lot in there, but maybe we could just start off talking a little bit about the content of social media posts that you do and some tips that you have on how to create more engagement in what you're putting out there.
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest issue that network marketers run into are, they have this thing for sale, and they think all their content has to be about this thing, whether it's shampoo or cream or discount travel or whatever. And the thing is, when you're posting about a thing you sell, it's usually not going to get much engagement because people are like, oh, they're selling, man, right? And so it's very rare for a sales message to get much engagement. And the exception is what I would call digital high fives from teammates. So sometimes you'll see an influencer in the company, a top leader in the company, just blatantly say, hey, I love whatever, right? Grapey grape, or I love my shampoo or whatever. And you'll see all these comments and stuff. Well, those are from other fans. Those aren't from prospects or leads. And so I think, first of all, just stepping one layer above and asking yourself, what would raise curiosity or what would create conversation that could lead to the thing I sell? And it's just a very, very big deal. And so it's why one of the concepts that we teach is ILT, invest, learn, teach. You invest your time, possibly money, to learn something, then you teach it. And that can be as simple and straightforward as locating an article that has content of, things that someone you're trying to attract to you would benefit from or be interested in, or attending an event or going through a course or whatever, and pulling snippets from that. As far as engagement, a lot of it's tough because you have to learn more. The most important thing for you to learn is the psychology of marketing, and sometimes that's hard to decipher between what works for someone versus what won't work for another. So, for example, a lot of influencers are intellectually lazy when it comes to marketing. They have influence, they post anything, they get engagement. And if you're trying to learn by just observing and you don't understand the distinction of someone with influence can get away with more than you can, then you're going to try to copy them and get very, very different results. If that same influencer posted more curiosity raising, content rich, like education, they would actually, generate more leads. They would generate more leads, more interest, more sales, more everything, as would you. And so there's that kind of layer. And then the last layer, then we'll get to, dig into any of these details you want. And then the last layer is based on your level of influence and your level of lead generation will base how you interact and engage with the people following you. And so in the beginning, when I didn't have any influence or brand or any followers or anything like that, I mean, if you sniffed in my general direction, I'm going to follow up with you. I'm going to connect with you. And, you drop a heart somewhere. I'm going to say, hey, thanks for the heart. I really appreciate that. What did you like about it? As you start to become more influential, you may not have that capacity. When I was building my network marketing team, I was generating over 3,000 leads a month without ads. That's a lot of leads. And quite frankly, I couldn't personally follow up diligently with that many people. Like if you look at contact mapping and what you guys, suggest as far as follow up, 3,000 leads, it's a lot for one person. So I actually had ambassadors. I had someone in Australia, someone in England, someone in my area, someone in Canada, someone in California. And so I would dole some of these leads out because I literally I couldn't personally keep up with them. And so see how that varies. Whereas in the beginning, I'm following every person that, trips and falls on a like, I'm like, hey, thanks for liking. And so you got to, vary that too. Like I've heard influencers say some very damaging things because it's their experience, but they're not understanding the experience of others. So I've heard, I remember I was at an event, and at that event, there were probably 15, maybe 16,000 people there. And one of the top earners gets up there and says, I don't do follow up. They either sign up right away or they're not on my team. And I'm like, oof, okay, for you, fine, right? You're somehow able to hit your numbers without that, but you just cost yourself millions of dollars. You just cost the company maybe tens of millions of dollars because how many others don't have your experience and should be following up? And so it's really like understanding where am I in the sphere of things? What is happening? Where do I need to be? But if you step all the way back and understand psychology, it's like, what should get engagement? Things that are interesting, things that raise curiosity, things that are educational, things that are valuable, whether I purchase something or not. If I read a great article on parenting, then I'm probably going to engage with it. If I read a great article on meditation, I'm probably going to engage on it. But if it's selling me something, I'm probably not going to engage on it. So just kind of understanding those basics and then taking it from where you are.
That's such good stuff. And one of the core things that I think is at the conceptual base of what you're saying is, unless you're a big influencer that has essentially more coming at you and can afford just to kind of walk by $50 bills because there's $100 bills down the road, that really the purpose of these posts, the purpose of what you're doing on social media is to try to start a conversation. It's not to sell, because if you're just trying to sell on social media, you're getting 1 out of 100 if you're lucky, and you're ignoring the other 99. If you take this different strategy to try to start conversation through what you're posting, then you can widen out the number of people that you can have a conversation with. And now you have the ability to kind of keep touching base with them and following up with them instead of hoping that they're just happen to be ready to buy in that moment, right?
Yeah, exactly. And this, I just thought of, while you were talking, I thought of a story. I remember when I was building my team, I had someone reached out to me who was an influencer, was a super recruiter. And I remember I called her back, and it was a Sunday, and she's like, I got to tell you something funny. I'm like, okay. And she said, I reached out to boom, 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 boom. And she labeled off like 6 or 7 other influencers in the same company that I was a part of. And, some were above me, some were cross-line. And she's like, you're the only one that actually followed up with me. And so it's just funny. And she ended up becoming, her and her husband ended up becoming one of the top recruiters, if not the top. No, I think she was second recruiter in the entire company. And so, yeah, it's just so important with follow-up. But if you, like you said, if you're just trying to sell, might you make a sale? Sure. And I'll tell you where a lot of people are experiencing it is in the new, changed algorithm of TikTok. People are making some sales over there for sure. And you can very easily get addicted to those sales. psychology of marketing will always work. Now, if you go all the way back many, many moons ago, you used to be able to just sell on Facebook. Believe it or not, you used to be able to it's like, oh my goodness, something's for sale. Wow. It was so novel and new and amazing. And Facebook fixed that because, they didn't want that going on in their neck of the woods without you paying for ads. And so people that were addicted to that way, they fell to pieces. And so learning this psychology of marketing is just so important. The psychology of how do I get more conversations? And I'll give you, here's a fun example from this past weekend. So this past weekend, I had Jessica's birthday party, and one of our old neighbors came, and someone slipped some alcohol in their drinks or something, and they I don't know if I have the picture on me, but they ended up taking an Uber, and they left the Rolls Royce in the driveway, and they left the keys with us. And so I took a picture for stories, and I said, "Oh my God, what an amazing gift! Wow, you guys are too much." And I posted that on my stories, and I had laugh emojis, right?
I could. That's so funny. I saw that and I was like, "What the hell is he talking about?" That's awesome.
But that's looking for opportunities of what's something funny, what's something different. What would get people saying, "What the hell?" And I had a lot of people like, "Dude, what'd you do for them?" I'm like, "It's a joke. It's a joke." And so but looking for opportunities of entertainment, education, comedy, what's going to get people, connecting with you, having a conversation so you can connect with them and see if you can help them.
That's hits the nail on the head. And so we're moving people through this space of, first of all, shifting, there's kind of this lottery mentality, I think, in a lot of what gets taught on social media, which is your goal is just to figure out how to go viral. And number one, most people teaching you how to go viral, if they ever even have got lucky doing it. And second of all, that's like aspiring to win the Powerball, right? You might win it, but why not learn how to do really powerful fundamentals instead? And maybe one of these days you get, you hit it right and you do get that viral post, but you're not just starving until you're trying to get there, right?
Right. For sure. You need to, adjust to your scenario. When I wasn't generating a bunch of leads, I was doing all the reach out. I mean, I couldn't wait for leads to appear out of nowhere. I had to do the reach out. And, and this is where, there's a lot of influencers that, bash cold messaging. And I'm not saying it's the only way. I'm not saying it's my favorite way, but if people haven't built any kind of marketing yet, if they're not getting people reaching out to them, then what the hell are they going to do? And so it's just shooting yourself in the foot when, as a leader, you're saying don't ever cold message. There's right and wrong ways to do it, just like anything, right? Just like anything. But there's wrong ways to do attraction marketing. For example, if you go on your social media and say, "Hey, make $10,000 a month. It's so easy. You don't have to recruit anybody. You don't have to do anything. We'll help you build your downline for you." Would that attract people? Yeah, it would. It would attract the wrong people because you can't keep your end of the bargain with that marketing. And I remember I was in San Diego speaking at an event, and this guy came up to me, and he's an influential guy. He's like a known, marketer guy. And he said, "Hey, I hear you do a lot of coaching." And back then I did. And I said, I'm like, "Yeah," he goes, "Oh man, clients suck." And I'm like, "Well, my clients don't suck. They're pretty awesome." Right. And I told him, I said, "Can I give you my feedback on that?" And he's like, "Sure." And I said, "Well, if your clients suck, it's either your marketing sucks or your qualifying of clients sucks, because there are people that apply that don't get in. But none of my marketing says stuff that I don't actively teach or show you how to do." And so there's just like there's wrong ways of cold messaging, there's wrong ways of attraction marketing too.
Totally right. So, hey, I want to shift for just a second, and then we got one more concept I want to touch on before we wrap up for the day. But you've got a huge event coming up next weekend. Yeah. We are so excited. So Contact Mapping is the exclusive sponsor of Rank Makers Live 2021. It's an all virtual event. Yeah. So we're super excited about that. And you've seen this scrolling across the bottom that we're going to give away one ticket here live on the broadcast. We're going to do that at the end after Ray jumps off, because he's got to jump out of here in a minute. But if you want to really enhance your chances, what we want to do, we have an exclusive deal only available because we are sponsors of this event, and you can get a ticket at a price you can't get anywhere else. And so if you don't already have your ticket, you need to go to contactmapping.com/RML right now, because we have the best deal out there, and the price is actually going to increase tomorrow. And so right this very moment is the time to do this, and you can keep listening, but I'm going to be watching, because we're going to shout out a couple of you who buy a ticket during the broadcast, but you want to do it now before it wraps up. You just can't believe. So I'll just tell you, the price on Ray's website is $157 right now. And I told him I won't show what we're doing publicly, but if you go and you see at contactmapping.com/RML, you are going to be very happy with what you have the opportunity to take advantage of. And the price is going to go up tomorrow. So make sure that you get out there and you do that. I just threw the link in the chat as well. And to get your opportunity at a free ticket, message the word ticket to that phone number that's scrolling there across the bottom. And if you have already bought a ticket, you'll be extra in luck, because what we'll do is we'll refund your money, and on top of your free ticket, we'll give you an extra ticket to share with somebody in your team. So you definitely want to go buy your ticket right now so that you can bring along a friend if you are the lucky winner. And for our replayers, we're going to do a second drawing under the same sort of concept. We'll do it tomorrow at noon. So if you're watching on the replay, you got a chance to win between now and tomorrow as well. So love it. So awesome. Really, really excited about that. And I'm seeing some people coming through here. Deidre just got a ticket. That's awesome. Paul just got a ticket. Corinna just got a ticket. Awesome. So anyway, so love it. Keep them coming, and we will make sure that we get you guys hooked up, and we're going to have some fun giving away a free ticket here at the end. So I'll leave that up here. But Ray, I want to ask you about one more thing before we wrap up, which is, so you talk a lot about that in the way that we're doing these conversations, our goal is to actually, number one, as we're getting better at this, to get them to want to reach out to you and to move the conversation out of the comments and into the messages, into the DMs on whatever platform. And so talk about why that is and how to do it, because I think it's a really important concept.
Yeah, so just always paying attention to first of all, who is it that you want to work with? What type of person? Are they a parent? Are they a stay-at-home mom? Are they, whatever, fill in the blank of whoever, keeping that in mind. Now, that doesn't mean that that's all you ever talk to. And that's the difference between marketing, prospecting, right? Marketing, you get to choose to be intentional. Prospecting, you can, if you can be intentional, but if I'm at a networking event, I'm going to prospect people, right? I'm not going to say, hey, are you at this, this, and this? No, get out of here, right? No, I'm going to grab their cards and get a picture in their contact mapping and follow up with them. And so you want to do things constantly to give them incentive to reach out to you, to give them incentive to comment. And so you're just constantly trying to get them to raise their hand, right? So either offering them, whatever it is that you're doing, a meal plan, exercise program, what chemicals to avoid in your house if you have kids, parenting tips for the strong-willed child, whatever, right? Whatever, you're constantly trying to give them reasons to, hey, reach out to me. Those 8 tips came from 3 articles that I just read. And if you want the sources, just message me. You're constantly trying to get them to reach out to you. When they do anything, though, especially if you don't have a ton of leads, connect with them. Hey, thanks for that comment. I really appreciate you watching. Hey, I saw you commented on my status. What is it that you like about that? Or, hey, I saw you commented on my before and after picture. Are you currently on a weight loss journey? Right. And so you're just constantly trying to get that, because in the conversations outside of the comments, that's where the sales are made. And you'll notice, we have Michelle Eldridge on here, who is one of our speakers for Rank Makers Live. And she's constantly doing cool stuff on Clubhouse and, teaching and helping people and connecting. Majority of her sales aren't made on actual Clubhouse. They're made in the Instagram comments, right? Because someone will message her and she'll, connect with them. And she's actually going to teach exactly how she does that at the event. We have 2 Clubhouse experts speaking. We have TikTok expert. We have Shalene Johnson. So we have, if you like this kind of topic, then you're going to love the event. It is the Social Media Super Summit, where we also tackle what's holding you back, what's preventing you from being consistent, what's stopping you. That's you're just not seeing right now. That's kind of more in the the blind spot, because if you're not consistent, but you know what you want, then it's actually a blind spot of yours. Because if you know what you want, you should be consistent. But if you're not, it means that you're drawing some other conclusion to success. And so our event is really a combination of the tactics, of the strategies, but also what's the mindset that's going to get you to do those things. And because it's not just learning something cool and interesting on how to get more engagement, it's like you doing those things, because that's what actually creates that success. So good.
So good. So last thing, how does contact mapping fit into that journey from your perspective, and why did what made you choose us to be your partner for this big event?
I mean, the biggest thing is trust. I trust you guys. I know you and Tom have, the best intentions for your people. I know that you really care about this industry. You're not looking to just, sponsor something and just sell whatever you sell and get out of there. And, you're here to stay. And so it was a very easy decision, to be honest, of your care about the industry, your care about your people, your knowledge about the industry, and every single thing that we teach can absolutely be incorporated into contact mapping. So this is, and we just don't have a conflict, right? So it's complementary. I trust you guys. I know your love for your people and the industry. And so, it was a no-brainer. We're honored.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, it really is a perfect fit. And what I believe is so exciting is that you're going to learn from Ray and Jessica, first of all, who are just incredible, but they choose the best people across all these platforms to show you how to create content, how to show up, how to interact, how to do all of the things that you need to do to be successful on social media. And when you get those people to those conversations, the toolkit that contact mapping has for you, I don't think there's anybody out there doing what we do. And we do it from the heart. And the kind of people that want to do it from the heart, I don't think there's anybody better than contact mapping. And especially my dad, Tom, who is not on here with us today. He gave me the spotlight, but he's just incredible at this. And he does it in a way that you can do too. And so I'm super excited about it. Ray, any final thoughts? I know we're going to get you out of here and we're going to do our big drawing here in a second, but any final thoughts before we let you go?
Yeah, I mean, it's, I remember when we were having our ups and downs, and, sometimes it can be nerve-wracking if you haven't yet had a breakthrough, if you're not yet in profit, to spend even more money. But I'll tell you, you just don't know when that big shift is going to come. And, if you haven't attended our events are, we're just very purposeful on having it in a format that isn't overwhelming, that isn't blowing you away. We're not trying to impress you. We're working to help you transform. And so there's a really healthy mix of mindset, tactic, mindset, strategy, mindset, tactic. And so this is something that I'm going on the record and telling everyone that, hey, we're going to bring it all. And if you give us 3 days, you'll change your life. And I really believe that. And there's never a bad time to change your life for the better. There's never a bad time for you to transform into the person you're meant to be anyway. And we want to show you how to do that. And we really mean that. We've coached a lot of people that have very different backgrounds, that were dead broke, that were homeless, that were abused. And we know that we can help you transform. So good.
So good. All right. Last thing, I'm just looking at my texts here. So pick a number between 1 and 50.
47.
47. All right, perfect. Ray, thank you so much. We're gonna let you get out of here. You made me work for this. 47 is gonna be a lot to count, but I'm gonna go and pick the 47th person to text here, and we're gonna give away a free ticket on the live. And so Ray, thank you again. Can't wait for next weekend. We'll see you soon. Love you, buddy.
Absolutely. You got it. This weekend. This weekend.
Yeah, this weekend. Goodness, that's it. This weekend, September 10th to the 12th. All right, buddy. See ya.
All right. Appreciate
Bye.
it. Thank you.
Thanks. Oh my gosh. All right. So we are rocking and rolling here. I'm going to count here as I'm talking to you, and we're going to pick somebody to give this free ticket away to. And reminder that if you're watching on the replay or if you're watching on the live, you have an opportunity to still win in our second drawing tomorrow. So keep those texts coming, because we will do one more drawing tomorrow. And if you would like to double your chances of winning in the drawing, if you share this Facebook Live, and if you comment shared in the comments on the Facebook, we'll cross-reference those and you'll get a double entry. So if you share, and I know many of you have already shared, then we will make sure that you do that. I'm going to throw this back up here so you can see that. Perfect. So here we go. Give me just a second. I'm going to do a little counting, and I wish there was somebody here to help me tell a joke, but we're going to have some fun. So hold on. Oh my gosh. All right. So almost there. All right. The winner of one free ticket to Rankmakers Live virtual experience this coming weekend, September 12th, is Gail Pregent. So Gail, I hope you're still on here. I know you were on earlier. Hopefully you're still here. Give me a comment if you're there. Congratulations and awesome. I love it. Yeah, Michelle needs to tell a joke in the chat or something. Amazing. Thank you for all the shares. So we are going to tally up all of the entries. We're going to do another drawing tomorrow at around noon Mountain Time, 2 Eastern Time. And so here's the thing. If you have already bought your ticket, and I'll have to double check if you already has a ticket or not, you will get a refund on your ticket plus an extra ticket to share with a friend. So you want to buy your ticket, and you want to buy it right now, because we're going to increase the price tomorrow on Tuesday. So if you're watching this and you want to be a part of this, go to contactmapping.com/RML right now, because the deal that we have available, you seriously can't believe. You can't get it anywhere else. And you do not want to miss out on your opportunity to be a part of that. So go to contactmapping.com/RML, grab your ticket. If you haven't already, send that message ticket to 303-529-2168. And I just want to give a couple more shout outs. We just had another one. I think I don't recognize the email, but I'm guessing that's my buddy Andrea, who just bought a ticket based on the Canadian email address and the name on the email. But we are so grateful for you. We're so grateful for Ray. I was hoping he was already going to have announced it, and he hasn't officially announced it yet. But there is an unbelievably huge additional speaker getting ready to be announced in the next day or so. So the best event around is about to get just unbelievably better. I can't believe that that they landed this person. And so make sure that you go and grab your ticket. This is your opportunity to change you. You have an opportunity to run with us in an environment where you get to apply everything that you're learning right away and apply it in a heart-centered way. That is why you're a part of this community in the first place. And it's going to be awesome. So love you all. Thank you so much. Can't wait to see you on September 10th to the 12th. It's a virtual event. You can't miss it. And so go to contactmapping.com/RML right now. We'll see you soon. Thanks.